It's me again. I'm going to do the family room tour showing all our everyday things before I start decorating down here for Halloween. And then I don't know what will come after this room, whether it will be my craft room or my Halloween haul. But those will be more videos to come. So let's get started on the family room. You know, right here's where I always start. I brought all my demijohns over here, including the new one. And I apologize that the light is terrible. As I told you in the other video, it's pouring down rain and dark. So I'm just doing the best I can, and I hope you can see everything well. Okay. I brought back that wonderful antique mirror. It's in a beautiful old frame that John redone. Just love it. And then I have all my demijohns. All of these up here came from a yard sale many years ago when we were visiting the kids. And I just love them. And I brought one of my sweet little sayings prints over here. You know, this is the one, may your feet tread the roads. Just love it. And I just have some greenery and the pearl garland in it. Then over here, there's that beautiful toll tray that we got this year. And an unusual flower frog. And there is that big demijohn that we got so cheap recently. And there's the toll trash can that we got this year. And I just put the old spindles down in it. And here's that giant old cheese box that we got so far this year. And I put that beautiful brown transfer wire bowl. And I just put some old books and some of my glass and ceramic flower frogs that I've had for years. And of course, they came from yard sales too. A wonderful English ironstone pitcher and old books. And the little tree that will soon be decorated for Halloween. And in here, I have my bride and groom collection that I've had for years and years. And more old vases and ironstone in this little cabinet that came from a yard sale years ago. And more of my wonderful old vases. And that beautiful, beautiful print that John redid. And of course, y'all that have been with me a while, y'all know that these wonderful, huge shelves on each side of the window came out of a trash pile that John rescued, oh shoot, maybe 30 years ago. It's been a long time. But they're on both sides of the window. And all he did was paint them, and he put the antique doorknobs on them. There's a trophy with some florals in it. And this little cupboard has vintage Easter. And John made the cupboard using an old window. My crown stays there all the time, as does this sweet little angel. And this tree stays like this unless I'm decorating it for a certain holiday. John calls it the bling tree. And I just love it. All the ornaments, or at least the majority of them, came from up at John's at Merrifield Nursery. Just love it. And I also love the lighted twigs. And my Jim Shore lamp that Janet gave me, when I turned it on, my bulb blew, and I didn't have time to go upstairs to get another bulb. Here is me and my daughter and our precious dog many years ago up in the woods. My beautiful vase. And there's bunnies in that little piece since the door opens. And I put the gorgeous hummingbird print right here on the tobacco wagon. They're so beautiful. We have the hummingbirds, as I've told you, they stay on that salvia that we have out in the flower pots. I know this is a busy, busy room back there with lots of treasures, and I know some of you are probably cringing. And I get asked all the time about dusting. Feather dusters work wonders. And then when I'm changing things out for the holidays, everything gets moved and cleaned really well. On the table, I just put one of the silver trays that we got at a yard sale, a couple of the old platters that we got, the doorknobs we got, and I put that beautiful milk glass compote with the candy dish up in top with just some greenery and some grass. And I want to show you this wonderful book. This was something else that was hid that I'd forgotten about. Waverly Novels. It is just a gorgeous book. And it is dated 18, I think it was 22. Sir Walter Scott. And then I wanted to show you, and I don't know whether you're going to be able to see it or not, this cloche has owls and cat on it. It was another one of those things that I'd forgotten about. I don't know whether you can see the kitty there or not, but anyway, I'll be using that for Halloween, so that's why that's out. And over there, my chicken lamp stays out all the time, as does that little tree. And then there's a old teapot. And up on that cabinet, that's where a lot of my McCoy flower pots stay, in the little house that John did. I walk around this way. Y'all have seen this area many times, and unless it's a holiday, it stays the same because I love having these gorgeous toll trays out. And the owl tree stays out all the time. And that wonderful little piece of child's furniture. That was a little child's washstand. Just love it. I'll go over here and we'll open the cupboard doors. Up on top of that shelf, it's Jim Shore over halfway, and then there are some Grinch and then Halloween the rest of the way. We'll go over here and look at this closer. Let me get around here and open these doors. And I've told you before, this cupboard came from a yard sale too, as did the table. And this thing was heavy. Me and John like to never got it down the steps, and now, as old as we are, we'd never get it down. I'll just give you a brief look, and then we'll look at it all. A lot of old transferware, milk glass, moonstone glass, English teapots. I love this cupboard. Anything you put in it shows up so well. Lots of the brown transferware. And I'm lucky enough to have the creamer, cow creamer, and the bunny. And y'all remember I got that beautiful picture. And it's a big plate behind there. It's not been long since I got this gravy boat. There's a little brown transfer butter pat. this gorgeous picture. And that plate back there and this English teapot. That's a toothpick holder. And I have this sweet little brown transferware cup, a pitcher, more of the beautiful purple glass, purple transferware back there, Fenton basket, purple transferware, the beautiful glass, that beautiful plate, and more purple transferware, and that beautiful carnival glass with the purples and greens and all, and another transferware pitcher in the purple. The purple's really hard to find. I would love to find more purple. I would love to find some green. I don't think I have any green, or if I do, I only have maybe one piece. Let me shut these doors so I don't run into them. This is an advertising piece for Streetman Biscuits. He's got his little crackers, box of crackers in his hand. That came from a yard sale many, many years ago. Friendships Road. And that beautiful piece there that came from a yard sale. Some old tins. Crystal, old clocks. These are vintage apothecary drugstore jars. Big John barleycorn. English Toby jugs. More of my McCoy. That wonderful candy scale that comes upstairs sometimes. Nothing in the apothecary jars, but they will soon have Halloween in it. Old antique games, and that's an antique child's trunk. These 3 jars are John's marbles that he played with when he was a young boy. And he's 81, so that tells you how old they are. There's that silent butler I got recently. And that wonderful little sewing machine. And back there are all our put lids, as John calls them. That came from England. Little scale. Lots of treasures in these shelves that we love seeing. All the opera glasses that came from yard sale. This is an antique level. 1890 is the date on it. It's a Stanley. In Life's Garden. More old clocks. There's vintage letter openers in that silver vase. Vintage pens. And there's that little Cupid. Ironstone. Lots more clocks. And silver. This is a vintage apothecary jar right here. That would have been in a candy store. Or perhaps even in a drugstore. Let me get out here so I can let you see. And there's that gorgeous spool cabinet that we got at a yard sale very early this year for only $50. That was our buy of the year, I think. And these are vintage inkwells, and they still have their little ironstone piece inside to put the ink in. And this one I got this year, and it has its little piece in it too. Old books and clocks. That piece I got this year, that's an antique English piece. Majolica. This plate here, that is a very, very old one. It was an advertising plate. The metal hands, you see the milk glass hands, but you don't see the metal hands very often. Some of my milk glass pieces under here. That little antique display case has some awesome things. I'll show you that close up one time. There's Clark Gable bobby pins. And these are all my St. Francis. More milk glass and my magazines and Christmas books. And that picture I got this year. And some mercury glass. You've seen most of these many, many times, but we love them. Lots of ironstone and silver. Clock faces. Vases and more silver. Ironstone platter. Other ironstone. And the silver trophies. Silver trophies is something else that it is really, really hard to find. I'm lucky I have them. One of my friends gave us our first ones, and they gave us, I think, 3 or 4 at one time, and that got us started on it. And over there is the antique shoe shine stool that we got at a yard sale. There's that old basket that I got recently, and I put some of my gardening magazines in it. And an ironstone bowl with the bobbins in it. And the house that John built with the little sweet details on it. And this little tree will have some Halloween on it. All right, that is all of the family room tour. Love and blessings to y'all from me and John and baby boy. We appreciate each and every one of you for being here. We'll see you again soon. Till the next time, bye-bye.